Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be seeing a very interesting video, reproduction in animal science class 8. So it's just the summary of this lesson, you guys. Doesn't mean you have to just leave it after this video. It's going to be really informative. But after seeing this video, I want you all to go through the textbook and then your classwork so that you become a pro in the lesson. So let's just get started. So what is reproduction? The process of two individuals by their parents are known as reproduction. Reproduction is essential for the continuation of the species. I mean, if for example, if there is only like two dogs, and if the two dogs don't reproduce, there is a one day there is an end for everyone, right? So when the dogs die, they'll as there are only two dogs left, there won't be another species of dogs, so the dogs are totally extinct. So reproduction is very essential for the continuation of species, and it ensures that the continuation of similar kinds of individuals generation after generation. Now there are two modes of reproduction, okay? So it's sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. So the reproduction parts in animals also reproduce gametes, and that fuse to form a zygote. That's the first part of reproduction. So the zygote which develops into a new individual. Let's get into a little into sexual and asexual reproduction, which means sexual reproduction means the type of reproduction beginning from the person, which is the fusion of the female gamete and the male gamete, is called as sexual reproduction, and it is the fusion of the male and female gamete. For example, humans, frogs, and dogs. Yeah, and now what is asexual reproduction? I mean, this is the only kind of reproduction, right? I mean, you may have that doubt, and the answer is no. This type of reproduction in which only one cell or one parent is only involved is called as an asexual reproduction, and this fusion of gametes, the young ones produced are the exact copy of their parents, for example, amoeba or yeast. So you all can do this experiment. What you'll have to do is you just take 1 spoon of yeast, put it in water with 1 spoon of sugar. Just 2 pinches of yeast is enough, and 1 spoon of sugar, and then you'll just leave it for a while, about 2 hours, and then leave it and put just one drop and see in the microscope there will be just the same as. Wait, let me put a pic. I hope you all can see this now. This is how budding in yeast happen. Okay, you guys, so the next question is going to be explain the functions of a male reproductive system and human sperm, and then the male female reproductive system. So the male reproductive organs are they are indeed pair of testes, two sperms, and a penis, and the testes produced in the male gametes are called as the sperms, and when the sperms and from the female gamete, there will be ovaries. When they both form together, then the egg is formed, and then the baby is going to stick in the woman's uterus inner corner, and then the baby forms. So millions of sperms are produced in the male gametes, which is called as the sperms, and through the sperms there are very small in size, and each has an head and a middle piece and a tail. It's like a little worm. Each sperm is as simple and with all the usage of all components. Coming to the female reproductive organs, it consists of a pair of ovaries and oviducts, and the fallopian tubes and the uterus. The ovaries produce the female gametes called as ova, which is the eggs, and then in human beings a single mature egg is released into the oviduct by one of the ovaries every month. The uterus in the part where the development of the baby takes place. Like sperm and egg, it is also a single cell. So this is done. Now let's go to the next question, which is explain the various steps involved in fertilization. So the first step in the process of fertilization is the fusion of the sperm and the ovum, and when this forms into a zygote. So and then when the sperms come in contact with the egg, such as fusion of the egg and the sperm, is called as fertilization. I mean, the egg is fertilized, and the next step is during fertilization, the nuclei of the sperm and the egg fuse to form a single nucleus, and this results in the formation of the fertilized egg, or a so-called zygote. You can see some nice microscopic videos about how this happens. I'll try to a link in the description. You guys can go and check that out too. So the process of fertilization is the meeting of an egg from the mother and a sperm from the father, and the new individual inherits some characteristics from the mother and some from the father, and this process is called as the genetics. Coming to the next part, it's differentiate between internal and external fertilization. So what is internal and external, by the way? First let's learn what is internal fertilization. The fertilization which takes place in female's body is internal fertilization, which is for humans, which it's like inside the body and not outside. What do they mean by outside? It's like let me tell that later. So what is internal fertilization? The fertilization which takes place in female bodies is internal fertilization, and then internal fertilization occurs in many animals including hens, cows, dogs, and hence. And then external fertilization is nothing but the type of fertilization in which the fusion of the male and female gamete takes place outside the female body is called as the external fertilization. It just takes place in the outside of the female body, and then it is very common in aquatic animals such as fish, starfish, etc. So write a short note on IVE is the next question. So what is IVE? So in some women the oviducts are blocked. The women are unable to bear babies because the sperms cannot reach the egg for the fertilization. In severe cases, doctors collect freshly released eggs and sperms and keep them together for few hours for the FIV or the vitro fertilization, which is outside the body. So they just take the sperm from the male body and the ova from the female body, and then they fuse it together outside. They just collect it and then they fuse it, and then they again put it inside the woman's uterus. And in this case, the fertilization occurs and the zygote is allowed to develop for about a week, and then it is placed in the mother's uterus again, and the complete development takes place in the uterus, and the baby is born like any other baby, just as normal as that. And babies born through this method is called as the test tube babies. This is very important. This may come for the exam, so go through this 2 times or just listen to again and again of what I'm saying. So you guys, it's been a long time. You have learned a lot of stuff, so let's take a break of 5 minutes, and then the part 2 will be uploaded soon, so go and check that out. This is part 1. The part 2 is uploaded and the full lesson completion will complete till the part 2. So bye.